Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bethany and today we're playing Banished. Last time I recorded this, I kinda went a little long, so I cut that one in half and here's the second part of it. Enjoy! All these tiny plants are, that's a tree, onions, wild plants, and we can harvest them and eat them. Now, the next thing I'm going to build will be a gatherer's hut, and I will probably put that out in the forest somewhere because that's where all of these grow, so that we can gather wild food while we still grow our own food also. I definitely think building a gatherer's hut is a better idea to start out with because they can immediately start bringing food into the village. However, sometimes you just need to get some fields down to be able to successfully have some food. So I'm gonna go ahead and build a villager's hut way out here where it's completely surrounded in forest in the yellow circle. And I'm going to build a road to town so that not from right there. I'm going to drag it this way so that it will be quicker to get in and out of town. Now, it's not super far out, but you have to remember that Radon has to walk from here all the way here and back. So if it takes too long for him to get from home to work and back home, he'll become hungry, he'll become cold, and he won't work as efficiently. The next thing I'm going to put out here is a hunter's cabin, which will bring us in some leather. They're still working on the pasture, just taking their sweet time, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and prioritize that first because then we can start getting better clothing made if the hunter's cabin also becomes a successful hunting cabin. We are in early winter. I built that about a season ago, so I might go ahead and build another one soon, but you can see if I close that, this is where the hunters will hunt, which increases the chance of something happening to another citizen within that area. So it's a risk you take if you have disasters on. Nope, that's not a disaster, that just happens. We are out of food basically. We have 4 fish in there, but I think everyone has a decent amount of food right now. Some people have a lot more. The way that inventories work for the houses is really weird. I'm not quite sure I understand how it works, but it always seems like they take half of whatever is in there, so the first people to get food gets the most. I don't think they ratio it out evenly, which can be really annoying because then you have people end up with 63 fish or only 182 potatoes, but then you have people who have 100 of something else, like almost 300 fish, 200 potato, and 115 wheat. And like their household is not that much, like it's the same size as this, and they only have 260 potatoes. I don't understand it, but that's how it works, so I live with it. Ooh, our pasture's done. I'm gonna put the sheep in there, and I'm gonna put one person to work on it. I'm going to decrease how many sheep we keep in the pasture to 9, so we will raise one more sheep, and then we will begin to slaughter them for the meat and for the wool. That sounds really harsh, and I don't really support it, but if you cannot go vegan in this game. That would be a fun challenge though. Huh. What if we tried that one time? Let me know down in the comments if you would like me to do a completely vegan run of this. The thing is that means no clothing unless we buy it from the trader. Technically that still wouldn't be vegan because they use the same resources, and you have to have wool or leather to make clothes. Huh. That would be a fun thing to try, I think. So let me know. We have people out in the pastures, which is really good. And I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to build dirt paths throughout this area. And we didn't freeze to death the first winter. Woo! I'm going to put 3 on there. I'm going to take one person away from the fishing docks so that eventually when the hunting cabin is done, I can put 2 people into that to start hunting. And I don't know my buttons apparently. I am going to put down a blacksmith now, which will require one person to work in also. But how big's the tailor? I'm just gonna try and figure out what can go where. You can go there, and then the tailor who makes the clothing will be able to fit right there. I'm not going to worry about building the tailor right now. We still have some clothing, and we're not making any wool yet, so there's not really a point to doing it. But I'm going to throw 2 people into the hunting cabin. I'm going to increase our firewood to 1,000, and I'm going to build another house. I think this house I'm going to build out over here a little bit so that if people work out this way, they can begin to kind of choose where to live. I'm going to build 2 houses for right now. I'm going to build a road to connect them to the main road. And I'm going to build this road all the way up down. We now have another laborer, which is still... See? So we had the female become a laborer, and she took the job as a hunter from someone else, but she automatically moved in, and soon they will have a child. And that is the basics of how you grow your village, is you just need people to become of age, which means they are working and have their own house. They will not have children if they live with someone else, which, I mean, makes sense to me. So what are we building? Oh, we have these houses being built. This is why I mark what's being built, because I'm like, why do we need 4 builders? And I'm like, oh yes, the houses, they require builders. So we're starting to bring in some wool, which is good. And we have venison and we have leather. So I'm gonna go ahead and now we're going to build the tailor. I'm just gonna place that right there. And then we will be able to start making clothing. I'm gonna take a look at our food, what we're bringing in. We have 377 food right now in storage. The fishing dock is bringing in a nice number of food for the previous season. We can assume that it will continue to be around that same-ish, but we did take one person away, so it won't be that high. The gatherer's hut is bringing in a nice number, and the hunting cabin is bringing in about 200 meat so far this season. The fields are bringing in some. They had a short season last time, so they're not bringing in as much right now. Or they didn't bring in as much as they could compared to last time. But what I'm gonna build next is the herbalist, and basically this is why you don't want to build too many houses at once, because now we have 3 houses that will all bring in babies very soon in very short succession. The herbalist, they are basically the doctors until they're like your primary care doctor, and then we can build a hospital later on who really only takes care if you are super sick, like if we get a case of the flu or smallpox. That's who we'll see, but the herbalist helps with the average health of the citizens. Also, what type of food we're bringing in helps with the average health. If you have a more varied diet, your health will go up, so it's important to have a varied diet. 12 wool, that's really nice. Let's see, they're making a nice amount of firewood. We have a somewhat decent stockpile of food so far. I might go ahead and put down a couple more. Well, first I'm gonna harvest that and any other harvestables that are outside of the gatherer's range that I can see. I might install a mod that allows you to click and drag an area instead of having to have gatherer. You can click and drag, kind of like you do this, that only gathers the harvestables. It doesn't clear the trees or anything. So say you have a forestry and you want to have as many trees as possible to run through your forestry, you can still gather all of the herbs and onions and berries and stuff from that area without having to put a gatherer and taking up that space from the trees being able to be planted. So it's a give and take, like a lot of things are. That takes a mod because you're just sending out your laborers when the game wants you to really use your gatherers, because that is a job. But Ooh, we've reached our max tool limit. I'm going to set it to 100, not 500. I'm gonna set it to 100 now. We are out of stones though, so I'm gonna go ahead and just collect the stones from this area, which will also allow for more trees to grow and more harvestables to grow. And I'm gonna go ahead and collect the iron also. We don't have a lot of stone around here, so I'm probably gonna have to put in a quarry really soon, which sucks because they take a lot of people to work in them. Or not a quarry, but yeah, a quarry. They take a lot of stone cutters to work in them to make it worth having. So that's not gonna be fun to have it so soon. However, if we run out of tools, we will work very slow, and that's not good for anyone. Why am I mixing things up? We need iron for tools, not stone. We need iron and coal for steel tools. Because I know my way around this game. I've been playing Minecraft, where you use stone tools before you use iron tools. The reserve of food is low. Yeah, the food is getting kind of low. I need to switch this to make warm coats. They've already made just some regular coats, which sucks, but that's my fault for not paying enough attention. But something else we need to get a quarry set up for, along with a mine, is so we can build warm houses, stone houses, which are warmer houses. They take less firewood to stay warm, continue to be warm to cook their food and stuff. So it's a lot better resource-wise, especially when you have a harsh climate. That's gonna leave it for now. We're gonna start upgrading to warm houses next time, and I'm super excited. I hope y'all like this. I will see y'all next time. Have a wonderful day.